Hello, mighty comic fans. Welcome back to Comic Accurate. I'm Al, your comic book pal, and today we're diving deep into the real story and lore behind the new Adam Warlock skin in Marvel Rivals. This version of Adam Warlock, who ascends to judge the Marvel multiverse itself. I'm also going to be going over why I believe it was chosen to be included in this season. But let's get into the story first, and there are timestamps in the description. Now, the game references Thanos the Infinity Finale 2016 as Warlock's first appearance in this form. While that's technically correct, it barely scratches the surface. The full story unfolds across the Thanos trilogy comics, Thanos Revelation, Infinity Relativity, and the Infinity Finale. And you know me, in the lead up to this video I read all 3 volumes, and this trilogy is wild and absolutely worth the read. Well, I think you can skip through the second book and still get the gist of it, but the overall story is worth the read. So who is the Living Tribunal? Before I jump in, let me cover some of the basics. So the Living Tribunal is one of the most powerful cosmic entities in Marvel. Now I know your first question is why 3 heads? So Equity is the fully visible one, Vengeance is the half-hooded one, and Necessity is the fully hooded one. You can think of him as the judge of the multiverse. His role is to maintain balance across all realities, and above him is only one being, the one above all, essentially the creator of everything in the Marvel universe. A simple way to think about the relationship is that the one above all is the ultimate authority, and the Living Tribunal is the one who enforces the authority across existence itself. Both of these characters are important and play a major role in the story. So let's get to the first book, Part 1, Thanos Revelation. So we begin in an alternate universe, Earth 19141, where even the Living Tribunal senses something is off, so for the first time, it's uncertain about the future. Change is coming, but even it doesn't know what the change will be, and that's scary. In fact, it causes concern in both eternity and infinity. Meanwhile, Thanos is going through an existential crisis of sorts. He's lived, died, resurrected over and over and over again, and now he's questioning his purpose. Through visions from something called the Infinity Pool, he learns of a mysterious alien box that may reveal his ultimate fate. At the same time, Adam Warlock, previously dead, resurrects aboard Thanos' ship. Thanos eventually finds this mysterious box on a distant world. Well, first cutting through a whole bunch of Badoons. Yeah, you know them, those fun Badoons. Honestly, I hadn't heard of them until now, but I just like saying their name. Anyways, finding inside the box a strange trinket that acts like a key leads both him and Warlock to something even bigger, a mysterious celestial object that the trinket interacts with, which creates a doorway. And on the other side of it, another universe, another Thanos, another Adam Warlock. And that's when the fabric of reality breaks. Reality itself begins to reshape, not randomly, but based on their subconscious minds. One universe becomes a realm of death. The other becomes a realm of rebirth and decay, and the only way to fix it is that each Thanos and Warlock must destroy their counterparts. And after concluding that they should do it, both universes collapse and merge into one, but something goes horribly wrong. Instead of resetting reality, this version of Adam Warlock, the 19141 version, absorbs the entire universe into himself, which means that Earth 616's Adam Warlock is dead. Now, every being, every force, every cosmic entity, everything that belonged in that universe now exists inside him. He doesn't just become powerful, he becomes something close to omnipotent. Part 2, Infinity Relativity. Now empowered by comprehension, Adam Warlock returns to Earth. This part of the story visits key moments from his past, almost like a cosmic recap of his life. We see glimpses of his history, his struggles, even moments like his clash with Thor over Sif. But more importantly, Warlock begins to test out his new abilities. He fights in an arena, experiments with his powers, and slowly starts to understand how much control he now has over reality. Even so, he's not fully in control yet or aware of the extent of his powers. Meanwhile, a new threat emerges, a nihilist, ruler of the negative zone, deciding to capitalize on the potential to get infinite cosmic power. With the help of his scientist Dr. Baltar, a nihilist launches an attack. Despite a strong effort from Thanos, Warlock, and their allies, they lose. Warlock gets captured. Thanos is cast into a kind of purgatory where the only escape is death itself. Literally, he has to respawn. Then we get to Part 3, the Infinity Finale. This is where everything comes together, all the loose ends become complete. Adam Warlock is imprisoned, his powers suppressed, trapped in a coma-like state. But there's a twist. It's Mephisto. Dr. Baltar isn't Baltar. So let me do a quick breakdown if you aren't familiar with who he is. Mephisto is Marvel's equivalent of the devil, and he appears quite frequently throughout the comics, but is also important in Marvel Rivals, which I'll touch upon later. Mephisto helped orchestrate everything, manipulating events and a nihilist so he could claim Warlock's powers for himself. Meanwhile, Thanos is resurrected once again, but this time by Death herself. 3 months have passed since the defeat and his death. he goes to regroup and finds Earth's heroes and rallies them for one final assault against the Nihilists. Now this battle is massive, lots of heroes fall, the battle itself is very brutal and costly with Nightcrawler dying, but it creates the opening needed to wake Adam Warlock by Pip the Troll, who snuck onto Annihilus' ship. And when Warlock wakes up, everything changes. He becomes overwhelmed by his own power and completely loses control. In an instant, he destroys the entire universe. No planets, no life, no time, nothing. Even cosmic abstracts like eternity and infinity just have to watch as they're erased. All that remains is emptiness. In this void, Warlock summons Thanos, who's just as confused as he is. The two realize the scale of what's happened. This isn't just destruction, this is the entire universe erased. So they seek out the one being who might be able to fix it. The One Above All. After a wicked negotiation led mainly by Thanos appealing to the curiosity of the One Above All, a deal is struck, but there's a condition. Warlock must agree to an unknown arrangement. He accepts, and just like that, everything is restored. The universe returns, all of the Earths, the negative zones, Annihilus, everyone is back as if nothing had happened. Now fully in control, Warlock begins to reshape outcomes for this universe. He devolves Annihilus into a primitive state to prevent future destruction. Credit to Thanos though for wanting to stop this guy, he literally steps on the bug and kills him anyways. Mephisto is sent back to his realm, but stripped of his ability to speak. The original Adam Warlock is restored and sent back to his universe. Everything is set right, but one thing remains, the deal with the One Above All. At the very end, Warlock fulfills his agreement with the One Above All. He ascends, not just as a powerful being, but as something greater. A watcher, a judge, a force of balance across all realities in the multiverse. Adam Warlock becomes the living tribunal. And as he takes on this role, he leaves us with one final line. With me, that story will play out quite differently, which is also shown in the description of his skin. And that's the full story behind Adam Warlock's transformation to the Living Tribunal. Now, for my final thoughts, you might be wondering how all of this ties into the Marvel Rival universe. Why did the devs choose this skin? Well, beyond just the idea of adding the Living Tribunal into the game and having to address their existence, since Galacta is not more powerful than the Living Tribunal, but I also think they added this skin, honestly, just for us, the folks who read the comics. Mephisto's appearance in this comic could be silently signaling us that he'll soon be in Marvel Rivals, but I have other Easter eggs and theories tying Mephisto to the next season, or the next few seasons, but I'll go over that in another video. Just remember that the next time you're playing as Adam Warlock in Marvel Rivals using the Living Tribunal skin, you're not just playing a hero, you're holding the fate of the entire multiverse in your hands. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know what Marvel comic story or content you want covered next in the comments below. Thank you for watching.